The other day, I asked my wife, "Do you think it's worth learning to read music?" And she looked at me as if I were a crazy man. "Of course it is," she said. "And what would be the alternative? Learning everything by ear?" And I said, "Well, no, you can open a video of someone playing and just press the same keys." She gave me the same look. And then I realized, my wife plays the violin, so that's really not an option for her. But it is for us, pianists. So, is it worth for us to learn how to read music? My wife gave me immediately 10 different reasons, and as usual, I disagreed with everything she said. For me, there is only one reason. And the reason is that written music is beautiful. And I don't mean in a deep philosophical sense. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's pretty. Think about it. If you enter a room and you see a piece of paper with music written, you immediately want to play it. And in fact, the room might be silent. The moment you see a few written notes, music enters your mind. Other than that, it is much easier to open a video of someone playing and press the same keys on the piano. Although that's kind of what we do when we read music. Let me show you what I mean. A piano has 88 keys. That's a lot of key, so musicians made a decision. Let's remove the very low notes and the very high notes. And let's also ignore the black keys. Now this is more manageable. But there are still too many keys to fit on a piece of paper. So musicians had another very elegant idea. Let's imagine that half of the keys are wide and that the other half are narrow, so that when you compress them, the wide keys become spaces and the narrow keys become lines. That's it. That's what the grandstaff is. Now, you may ask yourself, do I still need to know the location of each note in the grandstaff? Of course not. When you read a map, do you need to know the name of every street? All you need is a few reference points. Personally, I like to think of the grandstaff as a landscape. Right in the middle, between two worlds, there's the Middle Sea. I like to think of it as the sea, the ocean. Above the sea level, you have the sky. And the treble clef looks like the movement of stars or even a galaxy. And it spirals around the most important star in the sky, G. If you look up, there's another star right at the top, another G. Now let's look below the sea. The bass clef looks like an anchor, and the two dots frame F. At the bottom of the ocean, there's another F, and if you look carefully, those Fs sit exactly where the stars above would reflect in the water. The symmetry is perfect, almost poetic. If you know the location of a couple of stars, you will never get lost at sea. But honestly, if you don't find this landscape beautiful, it is a waste of time learning to read music. For me, it's even a waste of time learning to read books. Why would you when nowadays you have audiobooks or movies? Unless, of course, like me, the only reason why you read books is because they have beautiful covers, like this one.